I have personally witnessed people lose their grip on reality from Kundalini and breathwork practices, literally, not metaphorically, literally. And the person leading these sessions had never truly practiced Kundalini, at least not in the traditional sense. Because Kundalini is not something you learn in a workshop or over a weekend. In the tradition, Kundalini awakening is the result of years of dedicated practice, years of pranayama, of meditation, of working with a teacher who received the teachings from their teacher. I have received these teachings through direct lineage, teachers who come from the Himalayan tradition. That transmission took years. It required preparation. It required showing up every single day. It means getting up before sunrise every single morning for years. That's what the tradition requires, and that's what's missing. I'm Yogi Aaron, and the yoga truth is this: there is something genuinely powerful in working with prana, with breath, with energy, and all of which awakens Kundalini. The tradition has known this for thousands of years, but the way these practices are being sold right now, the Kundalini activation trend, the weekend workshops, the Instagram sessions promising to awaken your energy and transform your life in a single afternoon, it's not just accurate. And in some cases, it's genuinely dangerous. And I want to be clear before I go further. I'm not here to dismiss these practices. I have spent decades studying pranayama, decades, under teachers who come directly from the Himalayan lineage. And I've been taught exactly how to penetrate the chakras, how to stabilize my mind and breath in pranayama. I have taught rebirthing and integrative breath work. I have enormous respect for what these practices can do when they are taught correctly, which is exactly why this trend concerns me. Let's talk about prana. Most people translate it as breath, and that's not what it means. Prana means life force. It means that which animates. It is the energy behind everything, the energy that animates the universe, and the energy that animates you. Now here is the connection to Kundalini that nobody in the wellness world is explaining. Pranayama, the sustained, disciplined practice of working with prana, is one of the traditional pathways through which Kundalini can awaken. Not the only pathway, but one of the most direct ones. And Kundalini awakening is not what most people think it is. It's not a feeling, it's not a convulsion. It's not an out-of-body experience at a weekend workshop, sorry. Kundalini awakening is a shift in perception, a recognition of who you truly are and your place in the universe. The release of ignorance that has been binding you to the reality you've constructed for yourself. That is profound, and the profound things require profound preparation. That is why how you work with prana matters so much. And this is why who teaches you matters even more. Here is something the wellness world and the yoga trend community has completely misunderstood. Pranayama is not a technique. It is a practice. And those are two completely different things. A technique is something you learn in an afternoon. Alternate nostril breathing, breath of fire, box breathing. You can learn the mechanics of these things really quickly. But pranayama, in the traditional sense, is what happens when you've done it every morning before sunrise for years. When it becomes a relationship with prana rather than a technique you perform. The tradition also has a specific word for how we relate to prana, and it's not control. I hate that word. The tradition teaches us to regulate prana, to learn to dance with it. Think about it this way. Prana, this life force, this divine energy, the tradition speaks of her as the divine mother. When we try to control her, we're putting a muzzle on her. But when we learn to regulate, when we create the container and then expand it, we're learning to dance with her. The mamba, the tango, the salsa. The goal is not to force an awakening. The goal is to become a fit vessel for the energy that is already there. And that takes time. There are no shortcuts. Now, here is the most important thing I'm going to say today. Prana amplifies whatever state you're already in. If you're stable, if your nervous system is regulated, if your mind is clear, if your body is functioning well, then increasing your prana amplifies stability. But if you're unstable, if you're anxious, dysregulated, ungrounded, carrying unresolved trauma, then increasing your prana amplifies that instability. Power plus dysfunction equals powerful dysfunction. Instability plus increased energy equals powerful instability. And I want to be very direct. I have watched people lose their grip on reality from irresponsible Kundalini practice. People who were already emotionally unstable, already disconnected from a firm foundation, who went into an intense Kundalini activation session and came out on the other side in what I can only describe as a psychotic break. And in almost every case, the warning signs were there. The person wasn't stable going in. Sometimes they were using substances, marijuana and other things, already losing their connection to reality. And then they flooded their system with powerful energetic practices. Prana amplifies whatever is there. And this is not a metaphor. This is what I've personally witnessed. And this brings me to what I believe is the actual danger at the heart of this trend. It's not the practices themselves, it's who's teaching them. And in the tradition, the requirements for teaching pranayama and Kundalini practices are extraordinarily clear. You need years of daily personal practice, not a weekend course, not a certification you got after an out-of-body experience. Years of getting up before sunrise, years of sitting with the practice, years of working with a qualified teacher. This is a lineage-based practice. It can't be downloaded, it can't be shortcut, and it can't definitely be learned on TikTok. And perhaps most importantly, your own life needs to be a demonstration of the practice. The tradition has a phrase, lead me from the unreal to the real. If a teacher's own life is chaotic, and if they're emotionally unstable, if they have never truly practiced these things daily, then they are living in the unreal. And they are charging people money to join them there. You cannot transmit what you have not received. You cannot teach what you have not embodied. And you cannot guide someone toward the reality if you have not found it yourself. Powerful experience at a workshop is the beginning of the path. It certainly is not the end of it. This is not my opinion, by the way. This is what the tradition has always taught. Patanjali's 8-limb path places asana before pranayama. That sequence is not accidental. Stiram sukham asanam. Still and easy is our seat. Stira means steadiness, stability. And before you progress to pranayama, you need to cultivate steadiness in your body, in your nervous system, in your mind. And for all you yoga people, How long you can hold Chaturanga Dandasana or plank pose has absolutely nothing or no bearing on how stable you think you are. All that has happened is that you've already developed a swollen ego. A swollen ego pulls you further from stability, not closer to it. And until we can start to get still, to loosen the effort, we cannot really progress to pranayama and have a Kundalini awakening. The tradition has always required preparation. The sequence exists for a reason, and you can't skip the foundation and expect the building to stand. This is something I think about deeply in how I structure the training at Blue Osa. At the Ayama immersion in Costa Rica, one of the things we do is give you a real foundation in pranayama. Not a technique, a practice. Something you can take home and build every single day, because that's where it actually begins. We build physical stability first through muscle activation, through understanding the body and mind. Something my teacher says, a confused mind is not fit for the practice of yoga. We then layer in the energetic practices, the pranayama, the meditation, the deeper teachings in that order. Always in that order, because you need a prepared vessel. You need a teacher who has actually done the work. If that's what you're looking for, the link to the immersion at Blue Osa is in the description below. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever done a Kundalini activation session or an intense breathwork workshop? What was your experience? Drop a comment below. I read every single one. And if this is the kind of truth you've been looking for, hit the subscribe button. There's a lot more coming that your yoga teacher probably never told you. And if you're wondering why stability matters so much, why I keep coming back to this idea of building the foundation first, I made a video about the moment I understood this completely. A surgeon told me I needed a spinal fusion, and after more than 25 years of yoga practice, what I discovered after that changed everything about how I understood the body and everything about how I teach. That video is right here. Namaste, friends.